Well, grab a seat, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The Flip.
All right, it's time for Dan Davis The Flip. You can check this out sometimes on Mondays every other week, but every Wednesday we usually drop it, and make sure you listen to Dan Davis' show on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. It's been a second, but we are back here to bring you a couple of topics. One, Steve Kerr with a little spliffity split to help his backing it back and how we feel about that going forward. Probably a little bit about Jessie Jackson Jr. talking about Barack Obama, as Jason would say, I'm asking for a friend of a friend to hit me with a pardon. Hit me with your best shot. And a whole host of topics. My name is Kenneth Davis, and of course, you heard him giggling. His name is
D. What's going on, everybody? Hey, hit us up on the Twitter at D and Davis Show. Once again, it's at D and Davis Show. Definitely use that hashtag D and Davis Flip. Once again, it's D and Davis Flip. You could definitely email us if you like to. You got any topics that you want us to touch on, or just any concerns or thoughts or something your kid might have said that offended you. It's all right. Hey, he just gave you the shrug.
Yeah, I say shit.
Yeah, you do. We all say shit.
Well,
hey,
you said 8 years molesting is cool.
Shut up.
Penn State is fine on there today.
8 years. That's when it's all right. Hey, hit us up on the email, dndavishow@gmail.com, dndavishow@gmail.com. But you can also hit us up on the Twitter individually. I'm at Demons1, DEMONZE1. Kenneth Davis is at That's Davis. The executives of the show. First up, Mr. Tony Gill. He's on Twitter at TonyGill670. And Kyle Means, you can find him on Twitter at work_right. That's WRKWRT. He's also the editorial director of WeAreRegalRadio.com. And we got our boys in the house. First up, Joshua Hicks. Josh is on Twitter at Josh.
JHicks042.
I want him to say it.
Come on, man. You got to get this.
You
better remind yourself this shit.
Oh, God.
He on the team.
Thank you. And Jason Kessner. You can follow Jason on Twitter at Jason. Where are you at?
At JF Kessner.
You can't hit him with a JF Kessner by
No,
now?
I want them to get the people to hear
So
their
why
voices
you
and
didn't
they
tell him to
doing
give his then?
Because he's an executive.
Because you didn't remember that shit.
Tony.
I know Tony's.
I know about his and his.
I know this. I know his. And I somewhat know yours, Jason. Josh.
See, somewhat's not enough for mine.
J Hicks.
Somewhat is not enough.
J Hicks 042, right?
Exactly.
All right, I remember.
So
that
I know
time.
at least two of you have changed your Twitter handles. Because you did, right?
When?
At one point?
From what to
Early on, like a long time ago.
I used to change it all the
And
time.
then
I never
he
changed
switched.
mine.
Oh, you got a job.
He got the real thing.
It's like a oh.
670.
But this came up. I was thinking about an independent.
Man now.
There was our text chain where Tony said that D needed to come up with something different so people weren't like tripping.
Oh yeah, my
He
last,
said it when he's on air.
my name.
He's on the sports feed.
Yeah, Tony wants me to come up with an alias.
And D said, fuck you.
No. No, I meant a show name because it's funny because, that it becomes awkward.
But how
like,
many?
Like I was looking at your sports feed thing the last time you were on. And
Jared?
No. It was,
Josh
I think,
Fryman.
Yeah.
Not the past one, this past Sunday, but the one before that.
The one before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
And
that was
he
with Jared.
pronounced your name all wrong. And
Jared
No, not Jared.
Josh Fryman.
Well, he got it wrong too one time. And then this guy.
Josh
guy.
Fryman. Josh
Yeah,
Fryman, yeah.
he got your name wrong. And you can tell he got it wrong because your facial expression, like he did not say my name right. But you roll with it, though.
But this is the thing,
Like
though.
a true professional.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the thing.
But you don't want people assuming, they got the, right name.
Exactly.
Wrong.
Right. I mean, they spelled it out right. You know what I'm saying? And everything goes on the internet, so you're going to see it like that. But just the simple fact of growing up with my name, and I know it's difficult to say.
The Mons is difficult to say.
Man, listen,
I
people.
don't think I've ever had a problem saying your
People
name.
see my name and they be like, "What the hell is this?"
It's pronounced the way it's spelled.
True, but they look at
Demons.
Spruiel.
See?
Yeah,
It's
like
not as easy as
demon.
it
They
is
don't
to
want.
say.
This is the thing. They don't want to say demons, so they say demonze. And then they were like Spruiel-Rose.
Well, that one's-
You know what I'm saying?
that's
So but my only thing to Tony is like I'm used to it. So I know I correct myself, or I try to correct them, whatever like that. Whatever. But also too, how many people in our industry have kind of like
Black names.
that?
Oh, not too many.
That yes,
My
it's
mama
true.
from Inglewood names.
But who named you, boy? But how many
That's
people in
a
our
good
industry
question.
have kind of like, saying character style
I think
names?
you see it in writing more.
You see it in writing, but you don't see it on TV
Yeah,
like
that's a
that.
good- that's a good
Nobody
one.
in our industry, nobody.
Well, yeah.
Who?
A lot of people that they have a stage name.
Yeah,
That's what I meant.
D would be mine.
It's too simple.
See,
There's a lot of D's out there.
A funny thing is this: looking at
Which one are
There's
you?
a lot of D's.
Looking
Yeah,
at
you're
the
right, there's a lot of D's out there.
Spruiel, the other hard to pronounce thing. The funny thing was reading the exchange because someone's like, "Something you need to come up with a name or whatever," and I kind of got what D was said initially because it seemed like you were saying like, "Damn, D, you need to come in because they gonna have you need a segment for you," and D's like, "What you trying to say? They should have a segment." Tony's like, "No, I'm saying your fucking name is hard for these motherfuckers." And then he's like, "Yeah, you need to change that shit." And D was like, "Man, fuck that shit. I'm ride with this. My mama named me Demise. I'm ride with Demise."
Well, and that's the thing too. Do you go with something that's easy or recognizable, or do you like get famous with your name?
Get famous with your name.
And that's what kind of what my thing is because it comes up every time it's Twitter handle because I think this has come up before. It's like you got a silent letter. I was like, there are other people with weird letters in weird places on their Twitter handles, but people find them.
Yeah.
But I was also just thinking about rebranding
But
a while
also,
back.
in terms of gaining more popularity, your name kind of has to be able to stick.
My name
In terms
sticks. People see my name.
Not for uniqueness, but I meant sound-wise and easy pronunciation-wise.
That's true.
And then,
I don't know.
like when Kendrick Lamar
It's hard to pronounce his name.
like when
I
who,
tell you,
Demise?
dude, everybody butchers
Yes.
my name.
I didn't know how to say his name when I first met him.
No.
But I can believe
first
you.
one
I
or the
know
last?
you could.
Wait a minute, the first or the last?
Both.
You know what? I take that back, Tony. You're actually right. I was going by something like that. I used to go by when I was in school because nobody could obviously say my name, but they had my full name like on like the the sheet like attendance whatever like that. It would be Demons Quincy Spruiel-Rose.
So you went by
Spruiel-Rose.
Quincy Rose?
I used to go by like Matter of fact, my email
You
address
know
was
you
Quincy
done
Rose.
fucked up, right?
What, Quincy
I
Rose?
think he Quincy Rose.
Also, he can't
You
be,
done fucked up.
after all this time, he cannot be Quincy Rose.
You said what?
After all this time,
Quincy
he
Rose
just cannot
sounds
be
better.
Quincy Rose.
Quincy Rose.
But now, I mean,
Quincy
look how...
Rose sounds like a pimp, man.
I was
Like,
say Quincy Rose get those hoes.
Quincy
Quincy
Rose,
Rose.
man.
Quincy Rose is what he signs up for in the hotel room.
Quincy Rose ain't married. So
So it's no more Bibby?
Deaf to Bibby.
Deaf to Bibby.
Quincy Rose.
No, my email address was that. My first, my
Because
Yahoo
something.
was
I won't
Quincy,
say
Quincy
that.
Dash Rose.
Somebody would use that shit.
Well,
What?
now the
It was
D and
used-
Davis
used it
show
for something else.
doesn't work now.
No, exactly right.
Quincy and Davis.
Right,
Rose Davis.
Rose Davis. You know what I'm saying? No, we branded ourselves.
Davis Rose.
Yeah, no, it's not going to work now. But like I
we
said,
why
I
you
like
get rid of
it
this brand, man.
because nobody can say my name. I know what Tony up to.
That's why we named it D.
Yeah,
First of all, see,
exactly.
that was the discussion initially. D comes into we were in the studio. We're going to name the show. So we're going back, and D's like, you say Davis and Demise? It was Davis and something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I said D and Davis. But like Siskel and Ebert, we supposed to, no, I'm just joking. Supposed to flip it.
Hey, actually,
Gee, Siskel, fuck Roger D. They're supposed to flip it
a
every
lot of
time.
people was shitting on that at first. It's like that sounds too common. Why y'all do something
I like
different? Do
D and
something
Davis.
different. But
It
we
rings
stuck
to
with
me.
it.
It rings.
We stuck with it.
So when they fuck with that D&D shit.
Yeah, it's D&D, everybody. David, mad than a motherfucker. Where's Davis at? No. So, no, I mean, we branded it, and D is, I mean, that's what people call me sometimes, too. It's D. Well, let's say call me my nickname, Bear, and
Or
that ain't going to work.
Just change it to D.
You said your
D.
name is
He
Bear?
just told
Bear,
you
yeah.
he would change it to D, and you said it's too simple.
Wait,
Yeah, you did say that,
Did
Tony.
he just give himself a nickname? Because I have never heard anybody call. What was it?
Bear, little Bear.
He has a tattooed bear,
Yeah.
smoking a cigar with a
Bear.
Dob hat on his shoulder. Faded out.
I gotta get this tattoo. I gotta get this tattoo touched up. Everybody see
Sounds
it.
like Let It Fade.
This bear is dying.
No.
This bear's drifting into the ether.
No. 'Cause everybody,
Bye, little bear. Go into the light.
I gotta get my tattoo touched up. I got it when I was 18. Yeah, I got it when I gotta get it touched up, man. No, yeah. I was my nickname. I was named after the Snuggles bear, the dryer sheet. I was
So
short
why
and
you
fat.
get the
should've
Snuggles
named
bear
it
on your
Winnie.
arm, smoking a spliff with a hat on?
I should
Because
have.
if you did Winnie, you should have done it
would've
with
been
Winnie.
dope.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
should have done
no.
Winnie the
I
Pooh.
fucking
But
with
you also have Or.
Winnie's a girl.
Eeyore. What's her name? Eeyore.
Winnie's a girl.
girl?
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh's a girl.
Get the fuck out
Winnie the
of
Pooh's a
here.
girl.
No. No.
The real Winnie the Pooh is a female
Winnie-
bear. He was named after a female bear. Winnie the Pooh is a woman, a girl bear.
Wait, was he named after a woman or was he just, is he a female bear?
So he was a lesbian there because you know he was feeling
You talk about Josh. Man, on that honey girl.
I mean, Christopher Robin is gay.
Now you taking it way
Christopher
too far.
Robin is gay, as you know.
Why are you saying that?
Come on. First of all, his name's Christopher Robin. Christopher Robin's as light as fluffy
He's
ass
white.
hair. What's about to say to you? You maybe listen. I know a
Winnie
girl.
the Pooh's a
I know a
delicate.
girl
He
with
has
the
delicate bird-like bone structure. I know what you're going with there, Ken.
Winnie the Pooh is male.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No.
There's no way.
This is misinformation.
No.
Actually, you know what I thought was weird about this?
No.
Rabbit's a dude. I always thought Rabbit was a cranky old lady.
No.
No, I'm telling you, the original Winnie the Pooh, who's the bear the cartoon's named after, was an actual girl bear.
No, that's not what we're talking about.
You talking about the cartoon? The cartoon?
Yes.
Did they settle
What
that?
are you talking about?
I saw it on
Wait,
BuzzFeed.
you're talking about an actual bear?
That's the one that he was named after.
I asked you, are you talking about was he named after someone or the actual car? We're talking about the real Winnie the Pooh, not some funky ass bear. Who we don't
the
care
bear
who
is real.
Man, the bear's dead.
Actually, I think it was Canadian too. Hold on, Tony. Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all ain't seen it on BuzzFeed.
A butch Canadian bear.
Oh, why you say that? Don't you talk about Winnie? Don't you talk to Winnie the Pooh
Feel
like
good
that?
coming out of my mouth.
Don't you talk about Winnie the Pooh? Listen, the
Are
name.
you still looking up Winnie the Pooh
The
stuff?
name is Winnie. What man name you know is Winnie?
What guy's name is Sugar Knight? Suge Knight.
Suge Knight, yeah.
Come on, man. Suge.
Marion Barry. Marion Knight.
Marion's a girl name?
Yeah, does it sound manly to
John
you?
Wayne had to change out of Marion because he was like, I'm not getting beat up anymore.
Exactly.
No.
And John Wayne liked that D, though, didn't he?
John, who you say like that, D?
I think John Wayne went the other way.
Get out of here.
Haven't you heard that before?
I've never heard
Tony,
that
look
before.
up if John Wayne took that D.
I know there's all those Cary Graham rumors.
I was about to say, I was going to mention him. I was going to say he took it from Cary Grant.
Get
took
outta
it-
here.
Yeah, John Wayne supposed allegedly, hey, man.
No.
Why? Because he rode a horse and shot a pistol in a movie? Man, please.
I mean, he knows how to ride.
Wayne.
Ew.
Oh, my goodness. Look at these fellas over here. No, man. Winnie's a girl name. I'm telling y'all. Winnie the Pooh was based off a female.
Did you
Sure,
look up
Winifred, but that doesn't mean that Winnie, is that voice.
Winifred.
In the case of John Wayne, they said there's always been rumors over the years, but nothing confirmed.
But he was messing around with
No, we just said that he
was really close with Rock Hudson.
Rock
Rock Hudson. Oh, he's probably gay then.
Yeah.
Because Rock Hudson was gay, right?
Rock
and his
Hudson-
name is he ain't call him Rock for nothing.
Well, and Rock Hudson
Hey,
had
all
that
the
whole
names
kind
Rock.
of thing where everyone was so surprised. But then again, those same people were surprised by Liberace.
Wow.
And looking back, it's like, what were you looking
Who
at?
was surprised
Yeah.
by Liberace?
Back in the day,
They
I
talk
was
about
surprised.
this. All the little housewives were like, "Oh, if we could all just have a little Liberace in our lives." It's like, and then they're like, "No, he's not gay. He can't be gay." Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with being gay.
Nothing. We all agree with that, except
Yeah,
for
ain't
Tony.
nothing wrong with being gay. He said so.
True.
The rest of us are fine if that's what you want.
I don't care.
But you think Liberace was straight?
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
Yeah, your
Time for the eye doctor.
your gaydar is way off.
Same thing was true. Tons of ladies wanted Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, here you go.
Granted, he was.
Freddie Mercury.
He'd sometimes take you up on that, but
Freddie Mercury was a fucking man. I love Queen.
I love Queen too.
I know you do.
The bear
Legendary.
which inspired Winnie the Pooh is actually a girl.
We don't care. We get that. We were talking about the cartoon where you saying the cartoon was a girl. And I think you
Thought
thought
it was a
that. Yeah, that's what the thing is. We think.
After I read that article, I'm like, oh
Think
wow.
about how he's watching Winnie the Pooh then. He's totally watching it in a different way than the rest of us. It's like, look at this girl bear.
You got on no pants. How can you be a female with no pants?
How you be a man with no pants?
Oh, that's like how a
It's
man can have
easier.
a shirt off and a woman has to.
Come on, man. We got
unfortunately.
the stick and berry down there. It's gonna be playing around everywhere.
actually, I don't know about
But
that.
look at that Bears
No.
Cup that was out running around the United Center.
He should have pants on too.
But I don't know about because
fuck
because
is his
girls
name? Put
can't
his
get
pants
away
on.
with wearing long T-shirts though.
Yeah, but they don't. That's
But not
a
like
long
that.
t-shirt.
Not like that.
That's a full exposed bottom.
Because it doesn't fully cover his belly.
Yeah, that's not cool. All right.
Also,
right,
yeah,
let's
that
get-
is a different look.
Let's get this train. Let's get this train back on the
I know he's not
rails.
talking about Winnie the
Girl
Pooh.
just gobbling down honey.
ESPN, the website had an article talking about Steve Kerr, the coach of the Golden State Warriors. And for anybody that didn't know, recently last season he had spinal surgery. Yeah, so he was in a lot of agony. We all know Luke Walton was the coach for the first half of the season last year, now the coach of the Lakers. And one thing that Steve Kerr revealed was that he tried to use marijuana to alleviate the pain in his back. He did say, though, he only tried it a couple times and it did not alleviate the pain. But one of the things he was
He
really
had the
trying
good
to
stuff.
we're getting to that. Did you read the rest of that
No, I
thread?
ain't read the whole entire article.
No, did you read the thread when we were talking about it?
No, I missed that part.
I hate when you do
Oh,
this.
thanks for
I
putting
was
me in-
working.
Thanks for putting me in the
Dude,
thread, by
it
the way.
doesn't take any time to go down the thread real
I
quick.
look up. I'm in training, and it's like
Thank
50
you for putting
text
me in the
messages.
thread, by the way.
You put them in.
Wait.
Thread?
So you're saying you never catch up?
I put it in
I
the
catch up sometimes.
Instagram thread, though, right?
No.
You know,
I
we
catch
got
up
it.
sometimes.
Huh?
I'm not any of that stuff, man.
I shot you the Instagram thing today.
No.
You talking about the text messages?
I sent you the Instagram picture today.
He's talking about the text.
I
messages.
know, but I'm just saying. I sent you the
I didn't
Instagram.
get it.
Yeah, you better check your gram.
All right. So what else happened? What else happened?
So anyway, one thing that Steve Kerr was talking about though was that he thinks that league should looking at lessening the punishment for this use, and particularly football. He's talking about the amount of pain that football players go through. So Tony sent it, and we know Tony said that if his son played football, he would blow his kidneys out with all type of anti-inflammatories, and rather letting him use painless marijuana that probably wouldn't even get him high with some of the stuff they can make to alleviate the pain. This is an old Dan Davis debate. But one of the things that we started talking, and I said what you said, D, since your rude ass didn't check out the damn thread because you're too fucking important sometimes to take a fucking second. Did you drive? You said you drove home yesterday,
like
right?
50 text messages.
I can't hate on it because you be on the bus. You're on the bus sometimes, so I would expect for you to catch up then.
No, I wasn't. I
You
was
got
at the bus
home.
yesterday. That wasn't yesterday though. It was a couple of days ago.
No, that was yesterday.
No, it wasn't.
That was yesterday, wasn't it, T?
You sent that text message about
Steve Kerr
Steve
thing?
Kerr
Yeah,
yesterday?
that
That
was
was
yesterday.
yesterday?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh no, I ain't catch
So
that.
again, just fuck it.
Wait a minute, hold
What was he probably doing? What were you looking at on the bus?
on. I don't
Okay, you ain't
remember.
gotta tell me.
Don't have him answered. Let's just imagine what he does on the bus ride.
So the
gotta
thing,
tell us,
though,
sir.
the point of the matter
I am
was,
Dirty D, you know. No.
I was, but no, the point of the matter is something that you just said. I alluded to the fact that he hadn't really used marijuana because if he just tried it 2 times, it's really not going to do what he expected. And Tony was like, well, he probably had that strong. And I was like, well, still, it'd probably take 7 to 10 times for him to really get the effect of the pain relief. Because initially, when you first start taking marijuana, it takes a second for you to actually get high.
Mm-hmm.
But was he smoking or was he like?
He said, I would think he was smoking. And that's another thing, too.
You don't have to get it. He doesn't have to smoke it though.
I agree. But we don't, you know what, let's not, I took it as he was smoking.
Okay.
But that another one of the instances I said, too, if he's not a smoker, because I think he mentioned in the article maybe he's not a smoker.
He's not a smoker.
So that would maybe.
I wouldn't think he would be.
But that kind of led me to the fact of thinking he took it in smoke form, in that form to try to use it, administer to himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And another thing is if you're not a smoker, you're not even going to really smoke it right probably initially.
Right. He probably
Yeah.
going right back out. Like, no,
Yes.
dude, you got to hold that shit in.
Tell him, D.
Smoke it.
So, bear on his arm, smoking a spliff. So,
It is.
he was 18.
He's used to smoking those victory cigars with the Bulls. That's why I didn't do it right.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But I think it goes back to what I was saying before. He doesn't have to smoke it. I mean, he's in Cali. He's a rich, very rich man. He can get in the best forms ever.
You better get the edibles.
He can get the edibles. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole host of things you can do nowadays that, you can get that into your system and not having to roll up,
I
a
agree. I
Philly.
totally agree with you. Even though, we'll see.
Shit, hitting a bowl, it'll hit you. It should. Just sit in the room. Just
you want to go.
gas mask that motherfucker.
You
Hey.
want to go.
Gas mask.
Yeah, it's gas mask
Put
that
that all on
motherfucker.
your face?
I was in. I was,
He would have been out like shooting like he was fucking 1996. Where's Jordan? I thought I just saw him. MJ over here trying to pass me.
Get my rebound.
I know, right? He would have been blown.
I saw people doing a gas mask in a crack house one time.
Whoa,
Yeah, it
that's the
wasn't a
story. Man, what
full-fledged
happened
story.
now? How they get a gas mask?
How'd you get in the crack
They
house?
weren't, but they were,
Different questions.
it was this house
Two sides.
where it was this house where these girls who were basically just out of teenagers, they had it. So everything
They
went
had a
down.
gas mask?
This was their house.
Oh, okay. I feel you.
So everything went down in
Went
this
down?
house. So as far as what type of drugs was being sold, they weren't using that, but there was a gas mask. But the real thing, we'll get back to this.
Yeah.
Because, I came late as a youth when I did partake to the weed part. I didn't really get into it till college, really right
Same
before I
here.
went to go to college. That summer I tried it the first time.
Mm-hmm.
But people thought in high school I smoked, but I didn't smoke. So the first time I hit the bong, which was a 2-footer, I went into this shit called delay, where everything seemed like it was vibrating as far as just like the air, like wow, 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 wow. And I start telling his dude and the women in the room, like, y'all need to, even if there's your girlfriend, y'all need to leave me here with these women. Just like, I got so fucking. The crazy thing is,
Did you get beat up?
No.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about?
No, but they no.
The crazy. So what? This was
take advantage of you.
This was before this person became my best friend. He hadn't smoked, and I was so high the next day when we got back to the dorm, like, you have to do this. And then this led him down a terrible road after that, where he became a pothead.
And you didn't.
Oh, no, I was a pothead for a second.
No. But
I definitely became a pothead.
No, do you still smoke right now?
No, yeah, no.
No, not you. Him. I'm talking about the guy. Hey, listen. I've been around people like that. That was like, I would never do it, never ever do it, and they become the biggest potheads ever. It's like, my God, you must have an addiction gene in you because you know what I'm saying. I
can't shake his head like,
it happens, but that happens to people. It does happen.
I saw something the other day in the news. We'll get back to Steve Kerr, and it was talking about this particular gene that if it's this type of gene that some people have is what lets them have a lessening effect to being addicted. It's like without this, so if you don't have this gene, it's a lot easier for you to become addicted to drugs and alcohol and stuff like that.
Really?
And they
I
think
kind of
maybe,
believe that.
Yeah, of course.
I can believe. I mean, everybody is not built the same. You can have somebody in your family that is a addict.
Well, that's the argument about
And you're not. You know?
alcohol versus marijuana anyway, is that it doesn't do it for me, or I don't have a pleasurable experience, this or that, this way or the other. We're all different.
Yeah, we do, Tony. We gotta get Tony high and drunk one day.
Oh.
We got you.
You're gonna try to have his head explode.
That would be
Doing both
hilarious.
for the first time.
Yeah.
Because then when
Well, you
once
think
he
you
goes
think he be
down
tripping
that,
out too much?
once he goes down,
Oh, you think you
that
become an
road,
addict?
He once he goes.
I might have an addictive personality. So once I
you
try
have
it once,
addictive-
I might not
do you
ever
have
put it
one?
down ever.
Do you have something that you like? I mean, if you do something, you get really addicted to it. Can you like tell? I mean, can you tell if you get really addicted to something?
I don't know, I like chew gum.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's clearly you're crackhead.
Well, you might not have an addictive personality. You might not have that gene, and you could probably do something once in a night.
I was about to say,
I ain't
even if you have an
trying to-
addictive
trying to
personality,
give you
one
blow.
time shouldn't get you hooked. Usually, no, something like crack, okay. But like, for instance, me, the first time if I hadn't continued to try to smoke marijuana, I would have never really enjoyed it because the first time it didn't.
It doesn't really affect. I mean, enjoy it the first time.
It takes a second to get you. For me, it took me a second to actually get high and then kind of understand it, but then also master my high.
Also, I don't think smoking just inherently is a pleasurable experience. You have to
totally
convince
agree.
yourself to like smoking.
And I don't like smoking.
I don't like smoking at all.
So I don't like cigarette smoke. Even with marijuana smoke, I don't like the smell of smoke in general. So that's part of the reason, like what you said now, where it's not something that I find pleasurable.
See, I smoke cigars.
Why?
So
there's no weed in them. It's just cancer.
I enjoy the pleasure of just
cancer.
You know what I'm saying?
Just because they do it on TV.
But hold on, wait. But it's not like I'm smoking a pack of squares, every day. That's some
that
other
Black
shit.
and Mild.
Yeah, that's some other shit.
I used to fuck
You
with
didn't see that experiment where they just they gave a set of lungs,
Yeah.
like cigarette smoke, and then they showed you like the trachea difference.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't smoke cigarette. I don't fuck
No,
with
but no.
Like one pack
any
of that
tobacco.
is like
any tobacco.
Yeah.
But that's why. But you know what? I might smoke a cigar. I might smoke maybe 2 cigars a year. So it's very, very rare that I still do. I enjoy it, but I only do it like twice
What's
a year.
enjoyable about it?
I don't know. It can get a nice little
It's like a
mellow
numb
to
mellow.
it. Yeah, it's a mellow. You can get a mellow to it. You get a nice little vibe. But also, too, at the same time, I'm drinking.
I was about to say. I was going to say that. Because
I'm drinking, too.
There's something about smoking
So-
and drinking that go hand in hand.
I got me some bourbon. I
Yeah,
got me
it-
some beer.
yeah,
I
that's-
got something.
yeah.
See, that's my thing.
Yeah, not just smoking a cigar.
I like
Nah,
I
you
like
gotta
to
do
drink.
both. You gotta do both.
The double
If you
dipper,
was to
the
get
lungs
good
and the liver.
experience.
You got to go someday, right?
Yeah.
Might as well go out.
Make sweet
feeling
love
good.
to them both. All right, but getting back to the Steve Kerr thing, you guys,
Oh, yeah.
what are your thoughts on what Steve Kerr had to say? Let's go with you, Tony, since you're a person
Yeah.
that's a straight edge. What were your thoughts on what Steve Kerr had to say?
I just thought it was funny that these leagues, they monitor the players constantly for that stuff. I mean, making sure even if they find a hint of it in your test, that they make it known that they caught you, and they make it known that they're going to suspend you.
They've changed that though. Like the NFL has made it where
Well, they're working on it.
no, but
What I'm saying is
the amount. The amount that they find
right.
in
But
you.
the point is that they do it.
They put
and
you
they
on
want to make
blast.
it public. Right.
They put you
They
on
want to make
blast.
it public. And you get a coach who admitted that, hey, yes, I've done it twice, And I think the league should be, or any leagues, it shouldn't be, what do you say? Like they shouldn't be suspended or reprimanded for it if they do medically use it for medical reasons. And I just find it like really weird that Steve Kerr is a part of the league. He is a part of the NBA organization.
He ain't the only one doing it. He ain't the only one hired up doing it.
Right. So my point is, why isn't the same expectations being held for
a coach,
the coaches and management versus the players?
I can look at that and it'll be somewhat like just an authority figure in general somewhere. They looked at in a different light. Oh, he's not going to do that. That's who he is. Like the police. Oh, the police will never do anything like that. No, they're humans. They do the same thing too. So
it's also because of the CBA.
It is because that's written the technical. The technical thing is
coaches don't sign a CBA.
Right. Technically, you're 100% right up. I'm just talking about just the experience of human beings in the environment and culture. You look at somebody in the higher up, you don't think that they'll do that, but lo and behold, once you get older, and the wool is over your eyes, everybody doing the same shit.
So look at it like this too. That I'm sure now, perhaps Steve Kerr may have put himself in a situation that he may get tested going forward. But I think it's like with any job, is if nothing happens to you and they're like, oh, this happened to you because you were on this drug or whatever. Like, for instance, let's just say your job. And if you did something and they was like, was you high? But, nowadays it's hard to fire someone just for that. You're supposed to put you through treatment and stuff like that. But then I would think you'd be susceptible to being tested for it. So that may be a reason that he can skirt. One thing I brought up during the text chain was that Ron Washington, we all know, got popped as the Rangers manager for sniffing coke. And so in the MLB, they do test. Now, I don't know. I wonder if he had smoked marijuana with when he got in trouble compared to like, whoa, this is coke and he black.
Wait. Because remember, I forgot who we.
No, I forget. They probably thought it was crack. I came with clearly it's crack.
This is cocaine.
If it was coke, maybe we'd let it. But clearly this is crack.
We talked to somebody on the show, and they said they look at like officials or scouts, whatever like that, look at marijuana as like smoking a cigarette. Somebody said that. I heard somebody say that. And I think it is true.
Especially in this generation. These last.
Yeah, I keep telling y'all, man, it's going to be legal everywhere. They might as well go ahead and just.
We agree with you, but when you say everywhere, we're still saying it's not going to be all 50 states. Yeah. But we agree with you, it's going to be legal. We're not debating that.
It's going to happen.
It's not going. Alabama's not going to legalize weed, unfortunately. The tide will not roll that way.
We'll see. But no, I can understand where Tony's coming from.
As far as what, Tony? So you think it's? Do you think it's okay that?
Luckily, it's in a progressive league where the NBA, Adam Silver, he's looking for ways to be more progressive and more accepting of medical practice, just everything. He's definitely
Adam
more
Silver
progressive.
is more. Yeah,
what I'm
I'm sure he didn't like that.
Is
though.
What if? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't like that. But he's more lenient. What's interesting? What would the reaction be if this was an NFL?
How about David Stern?
Or GM.
How about staying in the NBA? David Stern, he would not. Man,
he
would
have
been
flew
pissed.
to fucking Oakland.
Yeah,
told him, "What the fuck are you doing? Go out there and tell him that you you was in a room and there was maybe some smoke. For real.
David Stern would have had a fit. He would have had a fit to have him.
The thing about this doesn't add up for me though is why admit it at all if you didn't feel
because
like
I think
worked?
He thinks,
are you lying about that, or you just feel like you need to say that it didn't work?
It seems like he was trying to say. As far as I think, in particular, the NFL, and still saying how there's too many of these painkillers and anti-inflammatories that does damage to the body when there's something that we know works, and the only thing that can really happen, and this is of course with major usage, is memory loss and the munchies.
Well, listen, I will say this though to maybe Steve Kerr's credit. I don't know if he's trying to pull I'm thinking 10 steps ahead of everybody. You need more Steve Kerrs out there. You know what I'm saying? You always had kind of Phil Jackson, always kind of, peyote and all that kind of stuff. Well, yeah, Phil Jackson is whatever.
But peyote, what?
but if you have more Steve Kerrs come out across different sports leagues, things can change. You just have to have somebody in that role who is a beloved figure. And Steve Kerr, people love Steve Kerr. And if he's in that role, you will probably have a change. I think it's going, like I said before, I think it's going to happen anyway. But if you have somebody like that, it would definitely help.
And it can't be Mike Tomlin.
Oh, hell no.
It's got to be
The Rooneys would come down.
It's-
The Rooneys would be like.
so it can't be a black man.
I'm not going to go
in
that far as
position.
say it can't.
No,
I'm not
the
going to
Rooneys
say
would
that.
come up and be like, even though we used to bootleg and we gambled our way to this fortune, yo, black ass smoking that devil weed, gotta get your ass up out.
Not the devil's grabs, black. No, I'm not going to say that. I truly no. Tom, I think
Mike Tom in the NFL.
The reason why I mentioned Mike Tom,
Yeah, why
Mike
you
Tom
mention him?
specifically is one, he is a black head coach who does
Very
have
few.
tenure and
Got some pull,
not
man.
likely right.
He's
got
not Jeff
pull,
Fisher.
Where they're not just gonna fire him
he's
just
not
for
Jeff
any
Fisher, though.
reason.
Right.
And the second part is because
Are
he
you
had LeGarrette
crazy?
Blount and Le'Veon Bell suspended for that, and Martavis Bryant, who's actually pretty good receiver, is
The
out
league,
for the year.
but he doesn't do that. The league
No,
wants.
what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
if he wanted to feel like, if he felt like he wanted to cape for his players and saying, hey, these rules need to change.
Let me tell you
regardless of
why
this.
he couldn't do that. And being honest, in this real world setting, Mike Tomlin has.
I'm saying he can't do it. He can't do it.
Oh yeah, he's had some
Go ahead.
hiccups as far as a coach. They will sit there and allude to the fact that all the times that Pittsburgh fucks up and clock management isn't right because this motherfucker's over there high. Are you serious?
You wanna know why
do you
he
see
go there?
right
He
now?
was out
Do
there
you see
smoking.
right now
He
how
was high.
unemployment has went down?
Yeah.
And the motherfucking the Trump people are like, it's not the manufacturing still not back, and we know manufacturing's
coming
still
back.
going like a mother. It's like, dude, but you still see the proofs in the pudding. He's coming from a recession, the
Come on,
bottom of a
president.
recession. Obama and did that. Just say, look, he's out. You're in. Just say, look, he did good, but we're gonna make it better. Look, I'm with them if they say that, but I'm saying the same thing. You say that they wouldn't say that, and that people wouldn't say that. People would say this monkey is messing up because he's over there smoking the weed instead of worrying about the fucking play clock.
I think people would say that, but I don't know if it would be.
They-
we ain't talking about fucking Lawrence.
It'd be what?
We ain't talking about
It'd be what,
Lawrence
G?
Taylor fucking running
I'm just-
in an NFL team. We ain't saying that.
Well, you wouldn't let that crackhead in nothing. Lawrence Taylor is a molester too.
Yeah.
Is he in jail?
Nah, but still, that
Okay, all
Lawrence
right. Go ahead,
Taylor-
Jason.
Who could say it? Though? Let's go down the list of coaches. Could Andy Reid do it? Just
No, because
random-
his father, because he had a drug emporium with his
His
kids in his
kids,
house.
Or
yeah.
Pete Carroll?
They would be like, that was Andy Reid's drug emporium.
Pete
Pete
Carroll might be
Carroll?
all right.
Or what
He's-
about-
But
what
then they would talk about him and the 9/11 stuff. They'd be like, see, he's fucking high.
That's a good point. 'Cause he's crazy. What about our buddy down in Carolina?
Ron
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, see,
First black- so nobody Brown.
fresh from Mexico, right?
cartels.
Wait a minute, you threw out Bill Belichick.
Yeah, he can get away with it because they would say
can
it
get
doesn't
away with
affect him. They'd be like, clearly it's not. He's
See,
got
then
his
they'd
shit
be like,
together.
third strike.
Clearly,
You already cheated twice.
Yeah.
You're done. No more.
he has his shit together. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
I just think if you have more people come out, even from a authoritative position, I do think something will probably happen.
John Fox. It'd be cool if John Fox.
Wait,
smoked
you
weed.
see that photo of him with that long hair though?
But it would
That
be.
kid should have been.
Listen, I think John Fox hit that shit once or twice. And John
probably
Fox
has.
seemed like he'd be cool as shit with a little weed up in him. Like he'd
mellow
be
out,
joking and
just
shit.
a
He
little
came
bit.
over there with fucking. We were talking to the reporters. He came over there real smooth. He's like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be doing that." John Fox seemed like a kind of cool guy.
And then I was like, you
Behind
know,
the
he was like,
scenes.
hell yeah.
Yeah, he said he
I
kind of
called
seemed
him
like
Foxy and shit.
One other thing on the marijuana point. Did anybody see the Sanjay Gupta go on Colbert?
No,
He was somebody.
No.
This was what the whole thing was about. I don't even know why they were there because he wasn't pushing anything other than weed. Because he admitted he was like, I'm a guy who's a health. I thought that this was just people malingering. He literally used that term, but he's like, I read the results.
Gupta said that.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm a doctor. I read the results, and most of these studies aren't looking for like help. Marijuana, it's looking for harm coming from marijuana.
Right.
So
He's
he
done
was
two
basically just like, why not?
Yeah, he's done 2 CNN specials on it.
Right, but like
Yeah.
I said, he's somebody who did a 180.
Yeah, I think. Listen,
There's a lot of people like that.
I think a lot of people. It has a lot of things. It can go from people not really, saying digging people of other races,
Yeah.
sexuality, marijuana. As soon as it affects you or affects somebody in your family, and you see the world doesn't come to an end, your mind changes. It's as simple as that. That always fucking happens. So I'm not surprised if somebody.
That doesn't work with Tony.
Let's see.
It doesn't work with Tony. Tony is.
See, this thing, something's gonna happen in Tony's. Something's gonna happen in Tony's life. Wait a minute. Something's gonna happen in Tony's life, It's going to have him change his mindset on quite a few things.
You think guy gonna come out the closet or Christian?
A Christian gonna come out of the closet?
I mean, his brothers. One of them gonna come out and he'll be like,
Wait, what are y'all talking about?
I gotta love him. I gotta love him now.
Oh, you're wrong.
Gay marriage is okay. Like,
I mean,
Tony,
if
let
happens,
it go.
I don't know. I'm just saying something's going to happen in your life that's going to change your mind on something. I'm not saying it's going to be particularly
Like on
certain
what
issues.
on marijuana?
That could be
possible.
one
No,
of
he's
the
saying
topics,
anything that if you're against something that isn't harmful in the long run,
You
that
might
if you
think
come
it
into
is.
interaction with a
Right.
person like that, that perhaps the way you look at it will change.
Look, I've had no problem with marijuana's medical uses.
But you said
You said
that
you
little
wouldn't let your
Tony
son
said
do
little
it.
Tony can't use it. You don't
You-
give him
No,
stuff to blow his kidneys out.
No, Ken already made up that narrative before I had a tanner, and he just kept rolling with
No,
it.
you said
and I just kind of like, well, forget it.
you're lying.
Because he repeats himself
No,
on this point all the
no,
time.
you're
Because he's already
lying.
made this narrative
You're so
about me.
lying. If Kyle was
Not allowing
here-
any nuance, not allowing any.
We tried to
any
get the nuance out of you.
point. But no, you guys wanted me to go a specific route, and I was like, I'll meet you halfway there. You guys
What
wanted
was
me to
it-
go all or nothing,
No,
and I
what
was like, I'm
what
not
was your-
doing that.
no.
What was your
So-
halfway?
What was your
No, I
halfway?
said-
What was your halfway?
Like I said
Good
before,
one.
I have no problem with its medical uses. If it's
right.
a better way than taking prescription drugs,
Yeah.
like cotton and stuff like that, I understand that. Then that's fine.
Right.
But just what, man? You trying to smoke? Like
No,
No, that's not what we-
But
that's-
that was my point, though.
That wasn't what we were. Now you're
but
not. You're
that
not
was
being.
my point.
Wait,
Maybe
hold
there-
on.
maybe
You're
there's
not
a
being. This
misunderstanding.
wasn't a tape. We was outside. This is now. You're no. Because you just now you're changing it from what you just said. You just said that you look at it as a painkiller, and that's fine. We asked you if your son was playing football and needed a painkiller, and even if it was made, if it was designed to not get him high, but it was a pain relief, would you let him do it? And you said no. That's where this
You
comes
sure?
from.
I
Yes,
don't think so.
You can
I
ask.
don't
We
think so.
can-
in this room
I
remembers
don't
it
think
that
so.
way.
I don't
said
think.
no,
Yeah,
Tony.
everybody.
You said no.
Maybe that's how y'all remember it. That's how I remember it.
No, you said
All right.
no.
Okay.
You said- you
Okay.
definitely clearly
Okay.
said
All
no.
right. Now that
So
we have a
preface
clear
your point.
understanding, now you get my
Preface your
point.
point.
Now that's my point. That's
Okay.
my point.
Okay, so you would.
Yes.
Okay,
If
cool.
it's not
Okay.
like if it's not getting him high and
Right, okay.
getting disoriented and stuff like that
Okay.
to a certain degree, then yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I just don't want to a pothead living in my house.
See, that lets you know where he went.
See, there's going to be something you do have a son or daughter, and they turn out to be like, yeah, I like to smoke weed. What's going to
My
happen?
cousin smokes weed.
I didn't say your cousin. I said one of your
I
kids.
said
If you
my
ever have
cousin all the
kids,
time.
Like,
if you ever
that's
have
real
kids,
personal, bro. Like-
if you ever have kids,
Well,
and they want them to turn out to be, they could be just fine with everybody. They could be good people. They can do whatever, but they just like to
yeah,
smoke weed.
that's fine. Yeah, I mean,
Okay, all right.
no, that's not fine. But I mean, I'm not gonna be able to control them and what they do in their
You might
actions.
not like it. What?
So
so
I'm
wait a
not
minute.
gonna worry myself over it.
How old is your next brother that's up under you?
23.
23. Okay, so
22. He'll be
22.
23.
okay.
Yeah, he might.
Wait a minute. So does he drink or smoke?
No.
Neither one. He haven't had a beer, nothing like that.
Nope.
Okay, all right.
You fuck him up.
You start. Boy, you on the phone with? What are you doing? Is everybody okay?
I was trying to get Kyle.
Oh,
to
No, I
validate
think
to
we
validate
yeah,
his
we
life.
validated
Yeah,
this.
but he just put some bullshit on. I like how y'all put bullshit on me. Ooh, thank you, Sydney.
But I think it's funny though that the point that you brought up with the fact that maybe because of different races or opinions on like racial inequality or sexuality stuff like that could play a role in the agreeing in the acceptance or disacceptance of the fact of using marijuana. And it reminds me of a point of Tony asking earlier about why is it that in the NFL or in certain leagues when you fail a test due to weed, they expose it so much.
They expose to everything.
I
though.
mean,
they
only
do.
expose it after your second time.
Well, yeah,
we
that's
have
true.
to maybe clear on that.
Yeah. But I think part of that does come into play with the fact that because most out of the four professional sports, most of it is a African American dominated force. Maybe that does have an input to where it's like, okay, we see this guy. Obviously, he's black, but he's supposedly maybe once or twice, whatever the case may be, whatever the policy is. Maybe you have whites in the NFL or whites in a certain league that may do the weed, but they might not be as exposed as the blacks that are doing it. And a good example could be, let's just say if Johnny Manziel was to do regular weed, I don't think he wouldn't be as busted as they did Josh Gordon when he got.
Well, Josh Gordon is a habitual smoker. He's like Friday. He's like smoking from Friday.
Yeah,
he
is.
likes to smoke. He
But
likes to smoke.
I also think that's going on what Josh is saying in terms of creating a narrative around predominantly black leagues. I don't think marijuana. If it was just marijuana, I don't think that's the biggest issue. I think the real issue was he was drinking a lot of codeine too.
He's talking about
Josh,
Johnny Manziel. Oh, Josh
Gordon, that they weren't
yeah.
they weren't talking about. But I think that was the actual real issue with him in terms of he's him failing his drug test because come on, if this was just marijuana, has marijuana has this much of effect on people?
That's
if
not
you
the
get
point.
popped,
I don't believe that.
No.
If you keep getting popped,
once he keeps getting popped is part of the issue.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm sure codeine probably leaves the system a lot quicker than marijuana. The problem with marijuana is even when you bring up partying and Johnny Manziel, coke is 3 days. Is that how long? Quick, well, 24 hours as far. We've done this before. You know.
I think coke is like 3 days.
Hey, Jason, real quick.
But
cocaine leaves the system fairly quick compared to marijuana, which lasts allegedly 30 days, around 30 days. So, and I'm sure codeine can't last that long either. So even going along with what you're saying, Tony, if he's taking a lot of codeine, he's still getting dinged because he's showing to his bosses, I can't stop doing this, and I'm putting this ahead of everything.
Yeah.
So it keeps becoming an issue because he just can't stay off it long enough to get off of the goddamn list to be suspended.
Right. But my point is the narrative around him was just marijuana.
We knew he was doing. Everybody knew. You know if he was getting that high.
But it's
what
a
was
fact
being
that
put
he
out there in
keeps-
the public is just
marijuana.
Marijuana.
They don't understand codeine like that anyway, though. They don't. Old folks don't understand lean like that. They don't know what double cupping is about.
And also,
they see
too-
a double cup, they think he just wanted to chill
right.
chill it out a little bit more.
And also, too, the simple fact of how many times he failed the test. That's another thing, too. And it does. It's almost kind of like a brandishing. Like, you're so dumb. Because, listen, there got to be a very high percentage of players in the NFL smoking marijuana. I think it's a pretty good percentage. And if you keep getting popped, it just shows you how dumb you are.
But one of them was alcohol.
And the policy is kind of
One was
One was alcohol
One
on the
was
plane
booze,
after he thought that the official end of the season had taken place, but it hadn't. They were out of the playoffs, but the league year hadn't ended. So he got dinged when they landed in Vegas because he had consumed alcohol and he didn't know that he wasn't clear to drink alcohol at that moment.
But for his case, at least Josh Gordon's case, it could be what you just said, the narrative that the media has put out on him. He sounds like an addict.
No, his doesn't sound. He's an addict.
Yeah. So
He
in
just
his
checked
case,
himself in again.
in his case, you know
Unfortunately,
what I'm
he's
saying?
an addict.
Yeah, right. Go
So
ahead, Jason.
you gonna drink some alcohol though? So you said you gonna get some tip. You never would consume alcohol.
You want to drink a beer?
No, don't do
Not
that.
even a
That'll
hard-
be messed up.
not even a hard
You're gonna have
cider?
him drink.
I'm just getting
Give him
something like-
something that can get him right. Don't give him something to fill his belly up with.
Oh no! I
worthless.
can get you.
No,
I can get you some Lagunitas that'll have you
No,
rolling.
I'm good. I mean, we went to me, Jason, and Melvin. When Melvin was here over the weekend, we went to Sweetwater. We sat at the bar. I had a water.
The bartender should threw that shit in your
What if
face.
What if like a
Fuck up from over here.
You know what the funny part about that is?
fine
I
girl
don't,
trying to get
I
out.
don't mean to bust toss him for this, but we tried to. When we first talked about this, like come out to a bar. You can order a Coke, and it doesn't have to be. You know,
it doesn't.
I'll order the Jack and Coke
Very
just so we look like we're
antisocial.
drinking the
He's
same thing.
undercover antisocial. If you pay attention.
Yeah, I am.
No,
I am.
He's undercover antisocial.
But it ain't got nothing to do with drinking. You can drink by yourself. I do it all the
That's
time.
the problem.
What?
I feel you, bro. But you know, that's technically that means you're an alcoholic. Though. You know,
I bought a bottle of Jim Beam or Jack Daniels. I think it was one with some honey, whatever. And you know what I'm saying? I have I have throw little ice cubes in there, put a little something in there. Man, the old lady looked at the bar. When did you buy that? I'm like, I bought it like a week ago. You bought it Saturday. Like, why you worried about it?
ain't nothing worse than when you drink. I've had this too. When you sit there, you just bought that bottle, and you look down, you're like, I'm halfway through.
Right. Like, why you worried about it? I bought the lemonade so you can have some too. You don't like it, so I'm going to drink it. You know what I'm saying? I drunk it all, so, it's gone. I drink some. I buy some more of it. Ain't nothing wrong with drinking it by yourself.
Yeah, there's way too much shame about that.
It
Take the
is.
edge off. Go to sleep. Like,
Plus-
I'm not hurting anybody.
Shame. There's no
No,
shame.
no,
people look at that.
there is.
Oh,
people
yeah.
will
Look at that
say
shame.
Oh,
that
yeah.
people be like, oh, I don't drink at home, which is
Right.
like, so when you get outside, you got to turn a different type of way.
I know. That's
I'm
what-
this 24 motherfuckers.
I'd rather drink at home than I drink outside.
Actually, I'd rather do more shit at home than
Mm-hmm.
and either go outside. For instance, like even when I did still partake, I got to a point where I didn't partake outside. I'm not driving and doing it.
Right,
You know,
right,
back in
right,
the days,
right.
we used to get
Yeah.
Fucked up.
Ain't nothing like going home, taking off your pants and grabbing a beer and just sitting on the couch and watching TV.
That's true.
Thank you.
But you got to. But see, if I just grab a beer, I need something to throw.
I got a root beer.
Root beer.
We just lost half our audience.
I know,
Damn
right?
it, Tony.
All right, we got to go back to talking about Cody now.
The flip.
All right, what else you had, Ken?
All right. Also, we want to get into the fact that was it on Facebook Live or how did Jesse Jackson Jr. do this proposition?
I just on Facebook. Hold on.
Yeah, with Barry Obama, where he asked him, people out here need pardons. Let me see. D?
Go ahead.
All right. So Jessie Jackson Jr., who we all know has served time, him and his beautiful wife Sandy, who got out last. This is from the Chicago Sun-Times from today. Please get this out from Facebook. Might also be formally seeking clemency from Obama after leaving prison last year. All right. On Facebook, Jackson wrote, "Truly, Mr. President, with the presidential pardon equally monumental to a greater scope than Emancipation Proclamation, the legacy of Barack Hussein Obama II will be one of faith and hope." Did this motherfucker say the Emancipation Proclamation?
Barack Hussein Obama.
Oh, yeah, he did throw that Hussein in there. That's a little bit of hate right there. My daddy said I was supposed to be the first president. All right. It will indicate an unprecedented amount of personal courage because it is an act of extraordinary strength. Yet, for the recipients of this grace, it will be a miracle. There are millions of people who have learned their lessons that will never return to prison, who still need a clean slate. If you give that to them, it will be a miracle. Because of the nature of Jackson's offense, though, it might be tough for Obama to give Jessie Jackson Jr. an individual break. So for anybody who doesn't know, he pled guilty to looting campaign funds for $750,000. He spent it on Rolexes, lavish furs. I believe
Jackson shit.
Michael Jackson memorabilia. His side piece had a nice apartment. Shout out to Money Side Pieces. And his wife, Sandy, also pled guilty for the same offense.
Now, this is my thing. I'm all about second chances, and I am with people, probably the president probably pardon people with drug offenses.
Yeah, selling weed especially.
Yeah. I mean, if you're an addict, that's a medical issue. That's something that should not bar you from getting a job and getting housing.
Unless you're going to smoke up the equipment at your job.
I guess
He
so.
smoked up the damn computer. All the mics are gone. How we going to do a show?
He just smoked it. I smoked that microphone, daddy. I smoked it. But I do think the president should pardon people on that front. And I think President Obama has already.
Oh, yeah.
But what calls a motherfucker this? Thieves and monies and shit and buying Michael Jackson bullshit? Hell no. Now, I will say that shouldn't bar you for getting a job or getting a loan. You do your time, you come out, it's a fresh start. I feel you on that. So maybe if
He's trying to get back in the office.
That ain't gonna happen. That's like Pete Rose trying to manage the team again. Hell no, your ass ain't gonna get you. Why am I gonna put the fox in the hen house? We already see that you like to raid the funds and buy shit. Mm-hmm. You can't buy bubbles, motherfucker. No. You couldn't get bubbles the first time, you ain't getting them the second time. So, I kind of, I don't know.
Jesse Jr. wants there never to be a Democratic president of the United States again.
I know,
You damn
right? Yeah.
You damn
And
right.
my daddy is supposed to be me, so nobody can do it again.
Yeah, that was
that's
just-
bullshit.
come
No,
on.
it's certain levels of pardons I definitely agree
And
with.
listen,
His ass, no.
All right, let's just say it like this. Even if he was truly saying this for people other than himself, it still comes off as it seems like he's asking for himself.
But this is the thing, though. Ain't nothing wrong asking for yourself. Just say, hey, Mr.
But
President.
no, do that on the low ski. Don't do that through Facebook Live.
Hey, wait, hold on. You think
He can't send him a.
he gonna roll up on 53rd?
No,
and
I'm just saying
Kimbart?
he can't send him a. He can't send
Barry,
him a,
I know you in there.
something through the Instagram or something. The Pondus gram.
Oh, we gotta go through Instagram.
I'm just saying, but send
He
him,
can't Snapchat
send him a
him?
DM.
Tweet at
DM him that.
POTUS.
DM,
I don't know, tweet at
DM him that. Don't put that on
You
for
think the
everybody.
president following Jesse? He can't DM him.
I'm sure he still was following for the love, because you know how his
Tried
father
to
somebody
buy
gonna have
Michael
his
Jackson
balls.
glove. He's like, no follow, unfollow, unfollow. No, man, no.
So should Barack Obama emancipate Jesse Jackson Jr.'s ass?
Nah, he good.
Okay,
He good.
Exactly. It's a lot more other people out there that President Obama can pardon.
I'm
That-
with you.
People that have
Should
been,
Sandy Jackson get
that
one?
have not
Should she get one?
that have been falsely accused,
Sandy kind of bad. So
like those
She
cases.
got it bad.
She kind of bad. Sandy kind of bad.
Her wig game though.
I ain't seen a wig game in a minute.
You've always
It's
seen
bad.
This jail was rough on them. You could tell they was.
Oh, Jason's called it
Yeah.
out perfectly. Man, he looked terrible
Jail
before he
was-
even going in.
Yeah, he
looked
did.
like shit.
Jail. I remember coming off of the Calumet after one of their election wins, and they're standing right there on 95th and Stony Island, right in between the lanes.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah! They're screaming at everybody coming off like, yeah! And to see that from that high to begging for Barack Hussein Obama to hit me with the clean slate, that's a hard fall for somebody who, look, at one point we
He was
thought
a rising
perhaps
star,
maybe the mayor
man.
of Chicago.
Yeah.
For him, that would have been taking a slight fall. But a guy that you thought would maybe had a chance to be the first black president because his daddy had kind of set that lane
Yeah.
up.
It'd be like Cory Booker, saying fall from grace and then trying to hit up somebody like, hey, can you help me out? No, man.
Cory Booker, the preacher.
No. Cory Booker, the senator from New
Senator
Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah.
But isn't Cory Booker, what's the guy's name that got the church over there on King Drive?
On 63rd Street?
Yeah, that closed down the motel.
I forgot
Got
his
more
name.
for himself. Was like,
Tony,
it's
what's
most-
his,
lump
Tony,
Cory
what's his
Booker
name?
in
What's
whatever
hey,
that
you in the gang
Yeah,
wars
you
with
in
the
the-
churches? What's
yeah.
the guy that
You in the
he
church-
slept on top of the church until they gave him enough money to raise the fund?
His name Cory Booker?
I thought it was Cory, but man,
I don't know.
oh,
Your daddy's a preacher. You don't know all the preachers?
I mean, we got to know every preacher in Chicago.
he wanted
you
to
know
be-
how many churches are in Chicago?
no, he's
It's
one
too
of the
many.
most.
There's one on like every corner.
No,
Right.
he's one of the more prominent.
Each,
Yeah,
each
you
corner.
wanna
He's
be
one of the
some
more
church.
prominent ones. He's one of the guys that
Didn't he
backed
lose, like, a lot of
Rauner.
weight?
He backed Rauner.
He did?
Yeah, because he was like, we ain't got to be a monolith.
Oh, you talking about Meeks? Because Meeks definitely.
Oh yeah, not Meeks. We
No,
know
Meeks is out the
we
game
know.
almost, man.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't want to hear the Meeks stuff.
No.
Shout out to Meeks. We love you. No.
My mama trying to get me to go to this church.
Really?
That was the
Again?
girl. That was the
We
fine
did
girl
that.
that
I've
put me
been
up
to
to the
this
front.
church.
We all
Actually,
have. You listen to the flip next. All right. Don't come on our show and not listen to our shit.
What happened? What the hell just happened?
We did that when we talked about Salem and the stuff.
Oh yeah. But you probably went to the House of Hope. I went to the OG one on 118th and Michigan.
Tell them what the real shit is. You went to the House of Hope, the basketball courts.
Oh no.
Yeah, you out here saying.
I don't know.
That's Meeks. We got a helicopter Meeks. I know Meeks from back in the day off 118th type shit.
Where you can get shot going leaving church.
Like, praise the Lord. Listen, the whole pardon thing, he's just not the right messenger.
Corey Brooks. His name
I
is
said
Corey
Cory
Brooks.
Booker.
Oh, well, almost close. Shit. Fuck you.
Wait, we went on that whole thing to Cory Brooks.
Listen, they black out there.
They big and they black. They gotta be the same body. Gotta be the same person.
Also, Cory Booker is like a prominent Democrat from New Jersey. We
Yeah.
can't be associating him with Governor Rauner.
Yeah.
That's like slander.
Yeah.
No, well, I
know,
was
right?
talking. I didn't say him though. I meant I just got there.
Shout out to Cory Booker though. He's gonna run in 2020.
I hope you do.
And what's that mean?
Because Michelle's about to be out that window.
Y'all know that. You listen, brother.
We're not going to get a black president for a long
No,
time.
y'all better be. You
He's gonna run.
Y'all don't want to win then, huh?
Well, hey, listen. Real quick on the whole Trump shit.
Not right away. I'd say
No,
eventually,
no, no,
but not
no,
right away.
No. You gotta think about it though.
No, just as much
I
you want a
told
black
y'all
quarterback,
about
I
y'all
want a
woke
black
up the white
president.
nationalists.
No.
They-
We got to sneak up on them again. We got to be more strategic with this, all right? We just can't be emboldening people to run just because.
People love Cory Booker. Wait a minute, hold
That's
on.
like a Jessie
Oh, no,
Jackson
we both out
President-
here.
senior run.
Chicago want a black quarterback. I want a black president.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Whoa, I can get you a black quarterback. I can't get you right now. No black quarterback. That's-
Wait a minute, hold on. So, looking at President-elect Trump, is he going to be the first president to come in that probably lost or had the least amount of votes for him to become the president? Not just saying presidential election, but also the Republican primaries. I think more people voted against Donald Trump.
in the primary?
For everybody in there, he got the least amount of votes. But the thing is, it was so many. He was able to win by so much percentage. I think
too
more.
many of them, though.
That's what I just said. It was so many votes against him, but it was so many people. He still won like that, and I think he's going to lose to Clinton at least by 2 to 2.5 million votes. Is this the first time in history this is going to happen?
Look,
He has the least amount of votes ever
let's
I
in
think so.
primary
We need
and
let's play
we
crystal
need
ball.
a political historian.
Let's play
on this
crystal ball
pod.
real quick. All right. The economy is already better than it was 8 years ago, correct?
oh yeah, no doubt.
And he has all three branches of government, right?
Yep, and a lot of governorships too, and state and local.
Tons of governorships.
Yeah, legislatures. Yeah.
So, to a certain degree, even if with what happened with Kerr, which he said he wouldn't do as far as giving all types of tax breaks and stuff,
Paid the motherfuckers.
yeah, but he's going to do that to so many companies that it's going to enlarge, especially in places that won't help us, enlarge his constituency and make it look like in 4 years
And ruin the environment.
that, of course, the environment's gone.
Yeah.
Chicago is some summertime all year long in about 20 years. But it's
Miami, what's that?
Exactly. Fuck, it's hot as hell down there.
Why am I swimming on South Beach?
Desert Miami.
Underwater.
You're right,
Underwater.
you're
That's what
right,
I'm
you're
saying.
right.
Underwater.
But
right.
so still, it's gonna make it look in 4 years like this was a raging success.
I think I can go against that train of thought.
Go
This
ahead.
is why.
Please inform me how.
The one thing that Republicans have always made their kind of backbone when it comes to economic discussions or debate, whatever like that. If you want to call it crony capitalism, basically the government picking and choosing losers and winners, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a classic case of that because it seems that the details coming out, they gave them crazy tax incentives to only keep 1,000 jobs.
They're not gonna care though.
Hold on, wait a minute. Now, if you're one of the people that's that keeps your job, no doubt, no doubt at all. But you already having Republicans coming out saying like, dude, you can't do that. Crazy ass Sarah Palin even came out and said, you can't do that.
And guess what's gonna happen?
They gonna keep on doing it?
This base is gonna be like, we don't care what you're saying because my cousin Jimmy Bob said that you kept his job. Cousin Lena Lee, her job, and what you're saying is correct. But because these people didn't listen to these are the same people that didn't listen to these Republicans in the first place outside of Sarah Palin. Yeah. But these are the same people that was like, fuck you insiders, and then he went in and put all insiders in his cabinet and shit. Yeah. So these people aren't paying attention to facts. You're stating facts. Guess what? They don't give a flying fuck about facts.
But this is the thing though. But President-elect Trump has lost more. He's going to have less votes than than Hillary Clinton, right? The simple fact of in 4 states, not enough people came out to push her over. Mm-hmm. It's just 4 states. Let's try to see where this goes because this is not, as you just said, this ain't going to be the first time that this is going to happen. He's going to try to pay off Caterpillar. He's probably going to try to pay off a lot of other companies. Say, yeah, why don't y'all go ahead and keep this? You know what that's going to do? Drive up the debt and drive up that side of the argument that y'all can't do that.
They don't care.
So let's see. But you see, you keep saying they don't care. But who didn't care didn't vote. But they enough of them voted.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying.
At least amount of them voted.
What you're saying is true, but there are going to be more people. All right, if this comes off to where some people, even if the tax wise they're paying up the yin yang, but it looks like there's jobs being provided to go out. Let alone, let me say this too: if you're thinking about running a black guy, and basically part of this him getting the candidacy was like, man, a black guy got it, a reality guy can definitely do it. That that's not going to drive people to get out even more. Mm. It will. Like we're not going to be able to sneak a brother back into this motherfucker like that. That's just the truth. Like if you trying to win,
running. I have a feeling he gonna run.
You gonna have to go.
Well,
you either gonna have look.
Jason, who you think gonna run for the Democrats?
It's too soon to say
because Bernie's gonna be dead.
Why you keep saying that?
Don't put him in the ground yet, but he's not gonna run.
Bernie,
yeah, I wanted Bernie, but I kind of agree. I think
Bernie gonna be like bring out Bernie in the casket. Like I mean, just
Bernie seemed like he's
so even if you
man, Bernie would have worked, man.
Bernie would
have worked.
Especially, I know people don't agree with the extreme, socialist ideals, but
I got to do the rest of this with a black glove on my face.
but with a Republican, House and Senate, it would have balanced out. We probably would have been able to get things done because also Bernie understands. He would have to give up on some things, and I think he was fine with that. Mm-hmm. He just wanted to get stuff done.
Well, I agree with what happened. Barbara Bush said 2 families shouldn't just run the country, and Hillary Clinton didn't believe that shit. She was like, it's our turn again. We going for ours. And guess what happened? Her and her greed for presidency brought Trump into the House.
Jason?
I think the main part about this is the trade war they're going to start and the deficit going to splinter the support before the jobs? Like, is there going to be enough job growth? Like, because you can't just keep the same jobs you got.
Right.
Like, because that's even the people who aren't facing facts that voted for Trump, eventually they're going to be like, hey, I didn't get that job I was supposed to get 3 years ago.
Yep.
Well, so it depends on how bad it gets, fast.
That deficit keep going up. Yeah, it's going to skyrocket.
And also with these job things, I don't think people.
Yeah, but you still got to work with Republicans, and they do care.
They do care.
But look, they didn't. The Republicans weren't with him in the first place, and he still made it. Like we keep saying, I get what you're saying. Because even when you're saying that if there's not job growth, if unemployment doesn't look terribly bad, people, and you know how the spin goes, they're going to spin it to be like, hey, look where we're at. And look, common sense, if somebody else would be like, you haven't grown anything. You haven't even done anything that you said. He's going to be like, we told you we do this. And he's going to state all these companies that want to run to Mexico and that he gave money, but he's not going to make it seem like that.
But you paid for them. You paid for them jobs, though. But you paid for them jobs,
He lies too easy. You act like and then they fall, and then people be like, he's right. Be like, he like, come on.
Yeah, people don't care about facts.
But these people that aren't thinking are the same people that are feeling that every time there's a quarterback, they want the backup quarterback. Trump's the starting quarterback now. It's the same kind of thing.
True, but one of the things when we were mentioning here before, that listening and reading the articles, there are a lot of people that voted for Trump that knew he could not bring manufacturing back. So the truth is, they wanted to vote for someone who was an outsider, who to them seemed like a winner, and also, because the whole country, as far as the tan of America loves playing the dozens, all right? And Trump is a king of the fucking dozens.
We've elected an internet troll.
Yes, so it's like this, everything like, yeah, I fuck with that shit. And that's the whole thing with this. This is proof positive that common sense has flown the fuck out the fucking window. So you're telling me that common sense will return in 4 years, and I'm saying I don't believe that shit.
Okay.
So if that's the case, then Jason, would you take Trump or would you take Mike Pence?
Oh, because Mike Pence will be your fucking president. Now, you know that,
the
right?
Republicans want him to be the face of the whole Republican
he will
Party.
be your president. He will. If my boy
Is a Republican coup going on?
No. I don't even think it's going to be a coup. He's the next up. And if this shit, especially when you talk about them evangelicals, and they really get this theme going.
But how you going to get there, Ken?
Just wait. Because the real decide is, we said this before, if Trump is going to try to pull a fucking Teddy and be like, I'll do this shit in one fucking term. You know how back in the days, that's presidents was so bad. They'd be like, I don't got to be here twice, motherfucker. I'll do this shit once. Right? And so the real thing, see, Trump, especially, we all hear with the wife being like, I'm not going to live in the White House. So it's like, we don't really want to fuck with this. We just here. And the setup with Pence, and if he can ignite them fucking evangelicals and those people that just look at, hey, fuck abortion, forget gay rights and all this other stuff, and to get them more going, and you get what was, I guess, to a side is a real righteous conservatism back going compared to being down the line again. Man, this Pence train. That's one thing I'm afraid of. Yes, this Prince train.
Yeah.
Prince or Pence?
Both. Both.
See, but he doesn't have the charisma, though. That's the
You don't give a shit.
They do not care.
You don't need it.
Well, no, but
Trump ain't got no
Pence wouldn't have been the president
He's going to
himself.
steal some of that shit, though. Because he knows now hot takes and shit be like, gays, fuck that. They be like, oh, yeah. You want needles for clean shooting? Get AIDS, you junkie. It's going to be like all hot takes like that, right? Like shit. And then people are going to be like, yeah, that's that shit. Burn in hell. You should be taking drugs. It's going to be all that type of shit.
Sound like that Family Guy episode where Lois was running for mayor, and all she had to do was just say 9/11, and she had the support of everybody
in there.
Yep.
Like no matter what the question was, all she had to say was 9/11.
Listen, I think a lot of people do think.
And I think that's how it is now. You don't really have to have a plan. You don't really have to just be boisterous and and boastful in your saying.
But people saw that it worked this time, and
it's gonna go away.
Does that mean people
Nah,
are
it's
getting
not going
dumber?
away. It's gonna get worse.
Hell yeah, people don't dumb. People been dumb.
Yeah, people don't investigate anything. At
Or
least
is it
back
just
in-
American people? 'Cause I want places globally.
Well, we have a
worldwide, but
we do have a
especially
leadership
us.
on. Yeah, we do have a lead.
So
on the
we're
dumbness.
falling faster in terms of
We're lazy.
Smartness.
But also the media helps dumb us down also.
Yeah.
The media in particular. I mean, just
now, is it because the people the media is trying to reach dumb it down, or is the media is the actual reason
both
that is dumbing
well,
down?
the people, the fact that it's all been monopolized, that shouldn't be monopolized. You have one person owning all these media companies, and then again, we
Is
talked
it a
about
true
this
monopoly
before.
nowadays? You get the internet.
What-
More people get their information now on the internet.
Nah,
than
do
they-
you know who controls that shit? Where you like if
The
you
internet?
Look, no,
Yeah.
those newspapers, those sites and stuff. That how many of them are, especially the more popular ones and the ones not that hard to find, are owned by one person. But another thing too, and we talked about this before in the past, you weren't supposed to make money off of news,
Right.
And once you can make money off of the news, we're gonna give you this entertainment. Fuck us really trying
And
to do some
that's a
investigation
problem.
or something like that.
That's a problem. Is
Like I said, this Pence thing.
Genius.
We used to make fun. That's a good one. We used to make fun of Indiana, man, and this whole country is gonna be a bunch of
Indiana.
oh my god, the
bunch
wild
of
wild west,
hating
of the
gay
Midwest.
rights. Listen, I wish people didn't take heroin, but hurting people that are addicted to drugs, global warming epidemic, and we're gonna get more of this stuff because people. I don't get the fact that no one cares about the future. Period. I don't know what it is.
I get that because they're not going to be in it.
But I'm not either. But I still care about it.
I know, but some people feel like they. You have a lot of people. You have a lot of people live for today.
Why burn all natural resources to the bone? To me, I've always thought about this.
What do you think?
But
Greed.
why wouldn't you?
Humans
First
are greedy.
of all, fuck OPEC. Shout out
Okay.
from Davis.
All right.
Fuck OPEC.
Okay.
They should
You
kill
don't want that sponsorship?
Hmm?
You don't want that sponsorship?
Amoco can really set us.
Okay.
Good.
We love you, OPEC. Shout out to Russia and Saudi Arabia. But I've never understood. To me, a smart people would look at natural resources and be like, you know what? There may be a time where, let's just say hypothetical, there may be a time where sunlight is gone. Let's say a meteorite hit and there was so much dust in the atmosphere, even though, of course, we could all, that would hurt us all. But still, let's just say the people that were still alive, that instead of having solar power, you can no longer access solar power. You can sit there and be like, good thing we kept all that fucking oil because now we can use this oil to power us, but we had 200 years of reserving it because we were using solar power to do something. I've never understood why you didn't think about holding on to natural resources in case you can't use...
See, this is the thing, though.
Yeah.
I do think industry leaders and world leaders are thinking about that. I think the people who you hear and don't care about that is people who just ordinary, everyday people who live in day to day. They're not fucking worried about shit in the future. People who worry about shit in the future got something to gain from the future. They ain't got nothing to gain from the future.
But industry leaders are so powerful and so lazy that they look at it as far as, well, for instance, if I'm a Rockefeller, I know Rockefellers are breaking off in other stuff as far as other alternative energies. But let's say how long they've drug alternative energies because they knew energies from the fact that they knew they could get so much off of oil and petroleum and stuff like that.
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
But you don't
been in the way of, like, when you say, like, now over the last 10, 15 years, now it's cool to be like, yeah, we're doing this wind energy, but this shit, people have known about this shit for fucking 50 years.
Well, until the elite people find a way to
monetize it.
Until they can find a way to control it, like they've been controlling the energies of the world up till today, they're going to be totally against it until they figure out a way to say, hey, get your wind and solar from us.
It's coming. Listen, the State Department already said that global warming is a real thing and the Army is prepared for it.
Man, ain't nobody thinking about global. And I agree with you. But
climate change, whatever you want to
the
call
whole
it.
fact that people are still like, oh, you got these boogeyman scientists talking about climate change lets you know that there's too many dumb motherfuckers out here.
I put it like this. That's why I do say about the industry leaders and they know what's going on. Elon Musk. Basically everybody calls him the real life Tony Stark, right? This motherfucker has one of those
solar panels now.
Solar panels. He got that American Samoa Island out there, and it's ran strictly on batteries. That's it. If they cut off all the power, at least the power that's generating or keeping the batteries going, the island itself can sustain without any power for 3 days. They have enough juice backed up; they could live for another 3 or 4 days, and that's only going to get better. So this dude is running.
3 days ain't shit.
No, but. If
that ain't no Tony Stark.
But it's coming. But it's coming though. He has these little batteries now that I think eventually, maybe not in our lifetime, but somewhere soon. Maybe in our lifetime.
A new plant,
maybe in our lifetime. Maybe when Tony get like 50 or 60 years old, all you got to do is have a little battery that powers up your whole entire house. This shit is coming. This shit is already.
I mean,
here.
they can already make.
It's already here.
Think about. They can already make a light bulb that never goes out, but they don't do it.
Because it brings in more money.
Right. They want you to go back to the store to buy more light bulbs.
It's never going to be to a point where something's like, okay, wow, here's something forever. No, that's not business smart. That's just stupid.
But
you want to make something that goes out to make you buy it again.
Now that's a conversation that this kind of does dip into.
What?
Does business take over is it more beneficial than
the private
human
sector?
Than the betterment of the human life?
It depends on what the humans really go for. Because remember, as
if
much
you
as
can
we
save
don't
resources making light bulbs, you can save resources
what
building the light bulb. Yeah, it might get rid of jobs.
A lot of shit's getting rid of jobs,
but
man,
it would definitely be better for the earth in general, and it'd be better for us in the long term.
Could you imagine somebody who used to like deliver shit on horseback and they saw a motherfucking car roll down the street? Like, you motherfucker.
You start kicking the car.
Man, Taking my goddamn job,
Fucking shit. You fucking shit. We used to be the Pony Express.
I just bought 100 horses. This motherfucker got 4 wheels.
It's funny what we're doing. I mean, either we can stop or go on to something else.
No, go something else.
I was looking at an article the other day, and it was talking about superbugs and how so many doctors, there was a young man who had just become a doctor, thought he was going to be able to kill them. And part of the things when we're talking about money being put into certain type of industries, and I'm going as far as into medicines, is antibiotics, and how so many drug companies aren't really interested in antibiotics and really funding antibiotics because it's not the same as far as a medicine that's prolonged to keep you living with whatever you have. So that they're not really investing in development of newer antibiotics to destroy some of these superbugs and stuff that are coming down.
Not investing in that?
Because think about it, antibiotics kills it.
Right.
Well, compared to if it's hung around, like for instance, if you have cancer or AIDS or any of those types of things.
And that's a prime example. That Family Guy actually did an episode on that where Grandpa was sick, had cancer, but he was fine within 2 days because they found a cure for it. And that's a sign, like, I think they really do have a cure for it. But because of the fact that greediness, trying to make more money in the industry for themselves, they're not going to make these type of cures for us because of the fact that it stops that type of revenue.
Unless you're Magic Johnson.
Unless you are Magic Johnson, where you could just ball out and buy it all, and all of a sudden you cure for life.
I think it was that smile. He smiled at the right man at the right time.
No, you said right thing, the white man.
No, it was a white man.
Oh, for sure.
How does that make you guys feel knowing that
Magic Johnson doesn't have AIDS?
No, that
Great.
He's
all black.
He's still HIV positive.
He's not HIV positive.
He's still HIV positive.
Please.
I mean, just knowing that
you don't look like
the
it,
people
put it
that
that way.
basically control our lives don't care. As long as they're making money off us,
Yeah.
as long as we're alive enough to make money for them.
Well,
But
they don't
your
care. They
game
don't care
is
that you're alive.
your game is to
They
try
don't
to
care.
get in and to try to make money off it also.
Yeah.
So I have something called the stock market, and I'm
I
looking
don't know
at the
if I
stocks
can. I don't know if I
right
can.
now.
I don't know if I can do
You
that.
can't really get money
Shout
off
out to the
stock market
investments.
like you used to.
No,
Would you guys
what?
do it?
Shit, yes you can.
Would you
I thought
guys
you
do it?
told me that.
You can't. No, I told you to like really, really ball out, like motherfuckers rolling around like nice suits and cars and shit like that. You need to put a lot in it. But if you have a nice little 401k, you put a little some money in there. You'll eat. You're definitely. I sold stocks. That's how I like survived like 3 years of my life in my early 20s. I was selling stocks and shit. You can make some money.
You told me it was gone.
No.
I asked you. You was like, you can't.
Have you been checking out the stock market, man?
No, you told
The
me to
Dow
leave
and the
it
S&P,
alone.
the
Nah,
S&P,
you
the
tell me
NASDAQ
that
is
you've been
crazy.
Fucking around
Plus,
with it
but
on
they
the
did
back.
say that's going to drop tremendously, obviously, when Trump becomes president.
No, that shit looked bad the first night. That shit,
Common sense told you it was going to balance this. We're like,
it balances up.
we're good.
way.
Hey, listen, we talked to him. Everything's good. Yeah.
Here's something.
He gave us
Man,
the
we should have
week.
went on some stocks in election night as it was going down. We should have bought some stuff.
You could have. Hey man, if you got enough, I'm checking out Netflix right now. They going for $120 a share. Netflix is always going to be, but you got to find something
Netflix
a little bit
I got to
low.
get something on the low.
You got to get something on the low. I mean, it's a people.
I got to get in some of this marijuana
apply.
stuff.
That's coming. I'm telling you, it's
I
coming.
got to get stock in that. Then when they crack, like, yeah.
Gap.
Tony, would you get with weed stock?
Yeah.
That's good. Alcohol stock, too?
I take advantage of the potheads.
Ooh.
Gap stock dropped a little bit, but I don't know what got
We
to
don't
see
want
what's
that
going
I
on
gotta
with
check
that.
out like
We don't want that
Nike.
Gap
Harley
stock.
Davidson dropped a little bit. They
Nah,
going for
that-
I didn't know Harley Davidson was a publicly traded stock. I'm sorry.
I heard they're thriving.
Yeah, but
sorry.
think about it. You're not going to make as much money off of it, though.
I mean,
Because how much you have to pay to get that stock, right? You want to get something that's on the low and then it blow and then you sell some of that shit. That's the fucking goal.
We'll see.
Yeah.
yeah, let's see.
All right, anything else?
When you get into these kids using the N-word.
Yeah, go ahead. What
Well, I've been
happened?
thinking about this for a while, but it only came
let me set it up.
into
Let me set it up.
fruition when I was walking with Ken, but Ken can set it up.
So we're walking.
No, I feel like you're not going to set it up correctly the way
Why?
it went
Because
down.
you lied on me earlier? Stop. All right. Said that I'm lying about shit. Then we got down to it. I wasn't lying and still didn't say nothing. We're
So,
walking.
one of y'all set it up, huh?
We're walking,
Uh-huh.
and some white kid calls Tony a nigga. And Tony
Whoa!
starts crying.
See, that didn't happen.
I was like, no.
That's what really happened. though.
No, so we're walking from doing the last episode of The Flip, and I was like, let's cut through the park. So as we're cutting through the park, we're walking up some steps, about 4 young men come in the opposite direction. And they really don't say anything.
And like
Actually,
two young ladies.
it was 2 young ladies?
Yeah.
This is
Actually, I
Tuesday.
kind of walked into them purposely.
Mhm.
Because I was like, I'm not giving you all. I'll do that sometime. I'm not giving you all this area. Like, because I want to see what you're going to do. So I do. It's like, no, because you if I'm gonna move, you got to move too. If you're not gonna move, I'm not gonna move. So, but me and Tony are talking about
So this is Tuesday night.
Yeah, probably the Golden State Warriors or James Harden, some shit. And Tony says to me, "Do you something like I hate that or something?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Did you hear that?" I'm like, "No." He was like, "One of the white kid used the N-word."
Another one of the white kids?
No, it was like 2 black kids.
Yeah, it was 2 black kids. It was 2 white girls, and then
a white guy.
White guy, yeah.
So I was like, no, I didn't. At first I said, wait, did he say that to us? Mm-hmm. And he said, no, he didn't say it to us or whatever. So we continued to walk, and I was saying to him, and Tony went on about how much he hates it and said, it's largely with his generation. And I went on to say to him how, I've never had anybody, I didn't never played that where someone could use that around me, but also about how I think as a whole in our community that we don't do enough, and this goes from people that are older to people that are younger. Now, I mean people that are older that can be still relatively called cool of age or whatever, to the people that are in their teens, to really make uncool shit seem uncool. It's like with right now, it's so cool to either, if you do something that is disrespectful, to kind of be like, I give no fucks. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being like, when it comes to, I mean this for everybody, but in particular us being African-American males, and then Jason would agree if he was here, everybody, because Jason's down for the cause. But we don't do enough to when a motherfucker's talking out of the side of his neck about black shit to be like, nah, bro, like really put that person on blast. And too many of us, but see, this goes back to, I'll let you jump on this, while we were getting on you about the Lil Wayne thing. Because too many times now, we always open it up. I hate to say this, we shouldn't be a monolith, but sometimes we should be a fucking monolith. And that's just the honest to God truth on some shit. When it comes to, if you really not down, we should be a monolith. That doesn't mean we're kicking your ass out. Some of these motherfuckers got to go. But we should be a monolith on no, that shit doesn't ride like that. And I said this when me and Tony were walking, that other ethnicities, nationalities aren't monoliths, but they're monoliths when it comes to fuck us. Be like, yeah, a Latin person may be like, fuck that Latin person, but then a black person comes, they be like, oh, both of them like, fuck him for sure. and that's why we have to be a monolith, because we all know this, and we talked about it as far as Dixie Democrats and how many times where the powers that be have used, if it's a lower class white people or lower class whatever, they're not really raising you up, but they're giving you the option and the thought that you're better than black people, and they sell you that dream instead of really selling you economic ability to raise yourself up. And I'm just really getting to how with us, we don't do enough to empower us and say, nah, we're going to turn this shit around. And if you like fuck us and nigga, this ignorant, we don't put out enough shit to make that to where young kids can be like, that's not cool, and empower that. And most of those young kids can kind of go that way. You're still going to have some people not going that way, but most of the young kids can fall behind it as what is right and cool.
I just think, go ahead, Tony. This is your story. Go ahead.
Well, the reason why I say it is because I see it all over my Facebook feed too, in terms of people that aren't us.
Saying it?
You don't want to, saying it, using memes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking just flat.
You got white people on your Facebook saying nigga?
No. I've had a young lady who was not African American show me a meme, and it was in there. She's like, "Isn't this funny?" And I'm like, "No."
And then
be going.
You kissed her like, "Wow, white, pure white left."
She wasn't white though.
What was she?
She was a Latina lady.
Okay. Was she attractive? Let me see.
Right.
See, that's the thing. D. If she was beautiful, they would have been like, ha, 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 slapping his belly.
No. But go ahead, Tony.
But even, I do agree with Ken, but it's going to be hard to get rid of the word entirely.
Yeah,
and I understand
you have a rapper that seems cool saying it.
Right, and I understand it, and I'm not dismissing us using the word at all. Like if somebody, like I try not to say it as much anymore, but if I'm having a conversation and somebody says it, like I'm fine, it's whatever. But it's when these other nationalities using the word as frequently and as a part of their usual conversation as they do. Trying to ingratiate themselves to the culture that we've created, to the culture that we made cool,
the cool culture,
and that we made popular and famous, that they want to ingratiate themselves to it, and then not really think about
The call?
The cause that created this culture that we have that's so popular, the reason why it's so popular, because we are cool and we are, creative and think, and, in terms of that stuff. But, when it comes to, black issues and stuff like that, they could care less about that. Yeah. They just want to be a part of the famous, the popular stuff. Mm-hmm. But, not when they're saying these words, that word specifically, it's like it's second nature to them. And I'm like, you don't think about what you're saying? And when you use that word, just because a black person that you're friends with uses it,
or somebody you see on television,
or television, or the music that you listen to. Yes, you might like the music, but that's not you.
Mm-hmm. So is it more so a question on us than them?
Yeah, it's a question on us. You know how
it's that's what everybody. It's a split. This is 50-50. Well, I don't know if it's 50-50, but this is the thing. I think the word nigger or nigga is American as apple pie, right?
No, it's actually Spanish.
Yes, the lineage of them. I'm just talking about those variations that I said.
I just had to say it.
I know. It's American as apple pie, right?
Mm-hmm. Actually, fucking Americans fucked it up and butchered it. That's why I said
and it has become just synonymous with our country. And it's going to be synonymous for probably forever with our country. Mm-hmm. It's going to have to come down to, as Ken said, the African American community being a monolith of some stuff. But the thing is, it's language. And it's never going to be that.
Right.
It's never going to happen. It's going to be years ahead. People are going to be like, wow, you used to say that because it meant this. I do think that the word is being pulled away from its original meaning. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, our family.
So you cool with it?
No, I'm not cool with it. I don't say it. I try not to say it at all. I really don't.
First I came around, you were saying around white folks.
Say what?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You did. I actually had to say to you one time, I was like, D.
We in company?
Yeah, I was like, brother. We were fresh. I was like, brother.
Like, have you guys ever
I try to
witness, or been around people that aren't black using the word, and then ask them and ask them why.
I did when we were.
Why do they want to use the word so bad?
We were in class, and I had to tell somebody that we were cool with, don't do that around me.
Yeah,
I said, these motherfuckers think that shit cool, because he said, and it was like he was kind of feeling himself out with it this week. Had to be like, nah, what you hadn't even been doing. What makes you think you're gonna be sending?
And this is a Latino dude.
Yeah. So and he like South American Latino. Right. So we're not. I mean, not like Mexican. He like South. So like some slaves
South America
could be like around his people or whatever.
Right.
But it's like, dude, no. Like you're not gonna. Because I don't disrespect people like that. And I always say this. I know when we're talking about.
There's no word equivalent. There's no word like it.
There is, but other cultures haven't made it popular. Or also like I'll say the flip side. Other cultures haven't, because America as African Americans, we use English. So a lot of these other cultures are speaking in their own native tongue. So and that culture isn't as popular as African culture or African American culture has become. So since we're a large part of African American culture is pop culture here in America, that's been snatched up. But just even still like that, of growing up, and you talked earlier about me and him going to private school as well. You did go to private school?
Mm-hmm.
Damn, y'all, we some.
Not my whole entire life, but yeah.
It's a real joke. But this
and
we were talking about how some of the social things that went down when we were in high school as far as race stuff or whatever. But with other cultures, and I saw them kind of like I saw Serbians and Croatians, they weren't really disrespectful with each other, but you could see the tension that was in their homeland kind of play out here. But they would say something like, "Oh, he's a Serbian," but they wouldn't use a racial slur. And I've kind of heard, as far as Mexican people say, "Yeah, so and so's a wetback," and I've seen the Puerto Rican Mexican jokes or whatever. But still, it's nothing as powerful with the regularness of using the N word.
It's nothing powerful with that.
It's just. And when we do it, like you don't hear, and I mean, if this was every time we said it before with what was the cocaine music? Remember
Noriega?
No, but remember we had this discussion before about how that's a popular music form coming out of Mexico, Cocaine Cowboys or whatever type of music or whatever. Yeah. But I'm sure even if you listen to their lyrics, there's not a bunch of things that's like. Wetback, and I apologize to all my Mexican. I'm just using this for an example. As you say, you don't hear that. Like for instance, all day when all Kanye keeps saying is nigga all day. Yeah, I'm sure that they are not doing that to the same extent. So that falls on us that we make that popular to do that. I feel like any culture that if you're saying a black song, and maybe if you by yourself, but to me, you better self-edit that shit. Especially if I'm around, you better self-edit.
But as Tony said, though, it seems as if it's coming with the hinge. You're not about the same age, same kind of generation. the word just doesn't mean the same. Because then you said it was two black dudes walking with this guy, and the white guy said it. Was he saying saying to the black guy?
They were saying in there just whatever they were talking
Random
about.
conversation, right?
Right. We were just walking past, hearing their conversation.
Why you didn't
just-
run up on the
it just
motherfucker?
Smoothly.
Yeah.
let out.
Why you didn't run?
I mean, I
up?
feel like
That's their guy. That's their guy, right? That's how they feel, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't
ain't
know.
cool
I don't
with
know
it,
if
but-
young people are scared to say something to their non-black counterparts on the issue.
Oh, please.
Like I don't know what it is. Where
We have to
now
get-
it's cool now.
We'll have to get like some 15, 16-year-old kids that has a diverse friend group and kind of ask them what they think about that. I don't think they'll be
I'll
honest
tell you what
with
they
us.
think about it. They fucking
But-
coons.
no, they'll be honest.
They're fucking
I'm pretty sure
coons.
they'll be honest.
They're
They'll be
coons.
honest?
They're
They-
coons.
We call the black kids
I
coons?
mentor
Yeah,
kids.
they're
I mentor
coons.
kids that are 15 and 16.
And what do they usually say?
They usually say like, "No, that ain't cool." But that's not with everybody though. You know, it depends on obviously where they go, where they're from,
Right.
all that stuff. The neighborhoods, even in the suburbs, when I work part time at a high school district, so my job sometimes is to go to high schools, and it's a mixture of what we talk about now, where some of them mostly white people, obviously out in my area, they'll say the term, but black people, they'll be like, no, that ain't cool. Like, don't say that around me because
Okay. All right, that's
you don't
cool.
affiliate. There's still some hope, but there's still some hope. But
Thank you, brother.
Right.
there's more.
Thank you, brother. My soul is hurting here.
Right.
There's some hope, but to Tony's part, there is a less accountability part from us that allow this too much to fly by, and we gotta take that upon ourselves and make that accountability.
So Al Sharpton, he was right when he tried to bury it. When he tried to bury the word, he was right when he tried to bury the word. Right.
This is the thing. If you're telling me to get,
It's hard to try to get rid of a language. It's very hard to do.
Would I rather get rid of it than having somebody else use it? Yeah, but still, I know Oprah wouldn't like this. As Tony said, I don't really use the N-word as much.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And if I am, it's kind of joking or making fun. It's really probably at home a little bit and just make a emphasis on something. And it actually, when I'm using them, I'm really talking about ignorance shit as far as people and how they're acting to a certain degree. It kind of, hold on real quick. We got something important happening right here. Cal.
Hey, what's up, man? You called me earlier?
Yeah. It was something important going on. I needed you to verify some shit. So real quick, I know you're busy. Tony was saying that I made up the thing where we were asking him when he let little Anthony use some type of form of marijuana as a painkiller, and he said that that's not how it really happened at all, so on and so forth, and that I just made that shit up. Is this true or false, please?
From what I heard, he said that he would, as opposed to marijuana, he would let him use some other substance.
Yeah. All right. That's all I heard. But Tony today came around and said he would let it. So he came out first and said, "Nah, this is just a story that I made up." And then when we went through it, he was like, "Oh yeah, I would let him use weed." So I knew you were there. So we wanted you to verify when it was going on. But that was the only reason I hit you up.
Nah, yeah, he was anti-weed before. Now, he done changed now because Steve Kerr smoked.
Yup. There you go, Cal.
Nah. When we first had the conversation, I understood I don't know if you can hear me, Kyle, but I understood the prescription pill thing. Like, I understood that. And if marijuana, there was some type of, item that can come from marijuana that can use to be a natural healer, I was down for that. My whole thing was
He can edit it.
I just did, I can edit it. My whole thing was I just didn't want my son getting high just to get high.
But you said that.
That was my thing.
But one of the things that me and Kyle stressed to you was, no, you just don't have to get high off this. You can sit there and there's ways that you can use it as a painkiller and not get high. And you still didn't agree with what we were saying.
I don't think I did. I think we might have
We got two. Both of now. See, this is why I'm saying you don't be right with your shit.
Yeah,
both of us are saying you're telling the wrong story.
Okay, like I'm not like we're kind of going around in circles, but okay, like I'm not gonna.
Oh, so now
He said he don't wanna fight with you, man.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
He said he don't want to fight with
It's
you. no more,
bullshit when
Ken.
we prove you wrong. It didn't happen like that. All right, Kyle, man, he out here on some bullshit.
But so how long y'all taping?
We about to round this up, and then we about to end it right now after this.
We talking about white kids saying nigga.
Okay.
All right.
You need to call me.
All right.
All right.
Tony's bullshit.
Well, that was
as soon
a
as
good
something
way.
don't go his way, he like, oh no, fuck it.
I didn't
That's
say
what
that.
your ass said. We stressed to you, nah. I just some. Now it didn't happen like that. Why we gonna lie?
I think we might have
Really?
missed some
this is one of those days.
misinterpretation.
This is one of those days we hung her out for 2 or 3 hours after the show and still kept. And you were like, we talked about this for 30 minutes. You was like, no.
We talked about it on multiple occasions.
But now, because your ass want to be right, you can't keep it 100.
It's all right, Tony.
It ain't all right.
You ain't got to fight with Ken.
Be honest with that shit.
You ain't got to fight with Ken.
You don't like something, don't like
Yeah,
it.
like all right, going back to the point, like for instance,
I'm
this
through
girl.
with this
Why
damn
am I
shit.
single?
I'm
Because niggas not with it.
Who said that?
Some white girl. On
But is she saying it's because she prefers brothers?
I told you.
Is this what she's saying?
Hey, go back to what y'all was talking about, right?
I don't know what her preference is.
Wait a minute, say it one more time. What did she say? What did she say? Can you pull it up again?
It was a meme. It was why are you single? Because niggas not with it.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that's not cool.
So I mean,
Not cool
but
and
I
not
can
true,
tell in her regular
unfortunately.
conversation that's. I mean, I don't know what it is. I
But
don't
you know
where
what
it
she'd
came
probably
from,
do?
but-
If you probably asked her and was like, why'd you say that and how you meant it? Initially, she'd be like, I don't give a fuck that because racism is dead. And then, like, probably 6 months later when you bring it up, she'd be like, I didn't even mean it like that. What are you talking about? You know what? Let's just disagree to disagree like motherfuckers I know just taping this shit right now. All right. So anyway, make sure you check out The Flip. I believe this will be posted on Monday, but usually we post these on Wednesday. So every other week we post 2. There'll be one on Monday and one on Wednesday. Also, make sure you listen to D&D Davis' show every Saturday. This past Saturday, we had on Tim Baffo. Is that correct? Pronounced correctly? I don't want to mess up. Baffo. Tim Baffo. We apologize, Tim, because he came on, and we both said before. But Tim Baffo from CBS The Score, CBS.com, and 670 The Score came on and definitely hooked us up with Cubs Sox information as well as some Bears with the 49ers coming to town. And we talked to Steve Greenberg from the Sun-Times and from the Bleacher Report and talked about the championship game and college playoffs as far as football and also perhaps who the Bears may draft as far as quarterback or best player available. So check out those interviews. We're going to post those soon, and check out the show every Saturday at 11 a.m.
And also to go out and download The Flip. You can get it on iTunes. You can get it on Spreaker. You can also even listen to it on YouTube. Simply just search for D and Davis Show. Use the hashtag D and Davis The Flip. Give us those good ratings. 5-star for sure. And yeah, come on back.
All right, man, we're checking.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Fuck Tony.